carry it God's way, even when your way works. Let's look at the text. David historically has just been anointed king. He's beaten the Philistines, and Saul is no longer in charge. And so he now takes and decides to move the Ark of the Covenant from one city into the main city. And he is so excited, and he's got all these people around him. And he says, let us go and take the Ark of the Covenant and make it right there in the center of the nation. So look at verse 1. It says, and David again brought together all of the able young men of Israel. 30,000, right? So in this room, we can fit about 2,000 combined, right? So if that's the case, imagine 15 times the amount of people in this room. I mean, picture that, 30,000 people. Now watch this. And David arose and went with all the people who were with him, right, from Baalah, Judah, to bring up from there the Ark of God, which is called by the name of the Lord, a host who sits enthroned on the cherubim. Now watch this. I'm going to ask them to put the picture on the screen. We actually do not know where the Ark of the Covenant currently is. We do not know. Some assume that it's actually in Ethiopia, but we have no idea. So we only can depict what we think it looks like based on what Scripture says. Okay? So this is a depiction of the Ark of the Covenant, all right? So I want you to just pay attention to the structure in and of itself, right? So you have a box, and inside of there are three things, right? So number one, it is Aaron's rod, right? Number two, it is the chalice or cup full of manna, all right? And number three, it is the 2 stone tablets that they believe were the 10 Commandments, all right? So all three are inside. You see the 2 rings and the poles, and then you see the cherubim. Those are 2 angels. Their faces are covered, and they're creating what the Bible calls the mercy seat, right? That's where they say Jesus is sitting on the mercy seat, all right? So this is the Ark of the Covenant as we interpret it to be so. It is not church decorations. It is not furniture. It is not an ottoman. It is not just something that you move around as you see fit. This was a holy piece. This was the place where God had chosen to make his presence known amongst his people. See, every other nation, they had idols. Every other nation had symbols and emblems and all these wonderful things, and they had buildings and they had noise and they had all this stuff, but nobody had what Israel had, the presence of God. Now watch how they move the presence. Look at verse number 3. It says, and they carried the Ark of God on a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab. I want you to remember that. We're coming back to that, which was on a hill. And that, my brothers and sisters, is the problem. Not that they wanted something wrong. They wanted to do the right thing. They wanted the presence of God in the center of the city. But they put it on a new cart. And the cart was very new. I imagine with my mind that it looked new. It looked well prepared, probably decorated. It was probably excellent. It was probably clean and probably had jewels on it. I mean, it was carrying the Ark of the Covenant. But new does not always mean obedient. New carts can still break old commandments. God never told them to put it on a new cart. God gave them poles. Put the picture back up. God gave them shoulders. God gave them priests. God gave them a way to carry what was holy. You see the poles? It was never meant to be touched. It was meant to be carried. So where did the cart come from? See, you have to go back to 1 Samuel chapter 6, where the Philistines had captured the ark, and at that moment, it was wreaking havoc in their cities. And so they sent it back on a cart, a new cart that was built. But the Philistines did not know the law of God. They did know about the Levites, but they did not know about the poles and the purposes of the shoulders and the covenant order and the liturgy that was associated with the Ark of the Covenant. But Israel knew better. At that time, they only had a couple of books, not even all the books. They only had a little bit of the law. And so at that time, they would just consistently read the very same text over and over and over. And so the law was ingrained in their heart. They had the word. So when the Philistines used a cart, it was ignorance. The cart is what happens when holy things become familiar enough to handle it without fear. And here is the crazy part. It actually worked. I mean, look at the text. It says that it rolled out of Abinadab's house. It rolled down the hill. And the people kept singing and celebrating and shouting and dancing because nobody died yet. And the people started calling it progress because the cart was still moving. But do not call it approval just because God hasn't interrupted it yet. See, some of us will say if it works long enough, well, we just start calling it favor. I just got the favor of the Lord, when you don't even realize that fruit is not always approval. A crowd is not always confirmation. The cart worked, but they were still wrong. See, a rolling cart can still be rejected by God. Let me make it plain. Say some of you have watched somebody else's child. I imagine a niece, a nephew, a friend, they come over to your house. And when you keep your own child, you can feed them whatever you want. You can let them do whatever they want. They want to look at the iPad, they can look at it. You can take it off the screen. You can look at, you got fructose, you can get your fruit snacks going, your Pop-Tarts going. You can get lemonade as much as you want. It doesn't bother you. But when you are watching somebody else's child, they may have a different set of instructions. They may say no fructose corn syrup, no screen time whatsoever. My baby got to be in bed by 2 p.m., right? No red dye, no yellow dye, no soy, no peanuts, no water, no milk, all right? Just sleep in Jesus. Now watch this. You might think that it's extra. You might do differently at your house, but that child is not yours. So you honor the instructions of the parents that the child belongs to. Church, this culture is not our child. It belongs to God, and He left instructions. This culture is not ours to improve or to do what we want with it. It is His to own and ours to carry. And I know what you're thinking. I can hear it in your mind right now. I hear you. Well, I'm trying to understand why 2819 don't have a dance ministry. Where's the men's ministry? Where's the women's ministry? Where's the trustee board? Where's the deacons ministry? I'm trying to get the flags going. I'm trying to get the mimes going. You know what I'm saying? For Christ alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want all of that. Why my email's not getting answered? I need this and I want that. I really do think we need a balloon ministry. I just feel it in my spirit that the Lord, the helium that's going to lift us up. Listen, I'm telling you, we get it. And that is okay. We're not demonizing those ministries. We're not demonizing those opportunities. There's nothing wrong with churches that do those things. But at this house, we don't do that. Prayer, presence, and proclamation. That's it. Prayer, presence, and proclamation.